Hi, hello everyone. Now we can discuss the nature, scope, and importance of public policy. Today, I will give you two videos. The presentation is divided in two videos. Okay, this is the first part. Introduction. Public policy is a frequently used term in our daily life and in academic literature, where we often make references to national health policy, education policy, wage policy, agricultural policy, foreign policy, and so on. It is an area which had to do with those spheres that are labeled as public. Since its inception, the study of policy has been dominated by political science. They focused on the values that were to be transformed into programs and actions of the governments of the day. It was only in 1960s that both as a discipline and practice, the disciplines of public administration and management made public policy as one of the core areas of research. The decision makers used to focus on the success or failure of a policy based on its impact on a section for which it was meant. Later, it was found that both inter and intra-governmental mechanisms are also equally important, especially when we are dealing with public policy. Listen, in the early time, the decision makers just focused only the impact of a program on the basis of the benefited people or the benefited area of a particular program which is implemented by the government. So, after evaluating, they realized that uh, the program is influenced by so many other factors. So, later they found that both inter and intra-governmental mechanisms have a great role uh, in, in a particular program or a project implemented by the government. So then they began to deal the all other aspects which is intra-governmental or intergovernmental aspects as part of the program. For example, a program which is designed for the educational development of a particular tribal community. So after so many years, government decided to evaluate the impact of the program. So, while analyzing the impact, uh, they found that it was a program for the enhancement of educational enhancement of a particular tribal community. But analyzing, they realized that they didn't get the expected result from the program. Why? Because students were absent. So, a good percentage of students were absent during the academic years. So many issues are there. Health conditions. Their pathetic health condition may have a great impact on them, or there is no adequate transport facilities. Their living conditions are very poor. So many factors, which is maybe intergovernmental or intragovernmental factors may be there. It has a great role in this issue. So, while considering or while making a policy, they decided to consider other aspects also. So, that's why here I said it was found that both intergovernmental and intragovernmental mechanisms are also equally important, especially when we are dealing with public policy. Hence, it was agreed to have an interdisciplinary approach with a multidisciplinary focus for public policy. Meaning, it is first important to understand the concept of public for a discussion of public policy. In social sciences, it is extremely difficult to relate and define public due to its vastness and contextualization difficulties. The word public denotes a variety of meanings. It originates from the Latin word publicus or publicus. It is related to the English word populace. In general, public denotes some mass population. The public dimension is generally referred to public ownership or control for public purpose. The public sector comprises that domain of human activity which is regarded as requiring governmental intervention or common action. However, there has always been a conflict between what is public and what is private. So, W.B. Barber argues that the public sector has 10 key differences from the private sector. That is, it faces more complex and ambiguous tasks. Take the case of COVID-19 situation. Government or a public sector is dealing with a very complex situation. Second one, it has more problems in implementing its decisions. While implementing decisions, government also faces severe criticism and severe challenges. Third one, it employs more people with a wider range of motivations. There are a lot of people with a multi-range of motivations. So many people are motivated with religious thinking. So many people are motivated with the non-belief. So many situations are there. So government or a public sector employs more people with a wider range of motivations. And public sector are more concerned with securing opportunities or improving capacities. So at the same time, government must secure opportunities and should give more opportunities to the people. At the same time, should improve the capacities of its infrastructure, etc., etc. So, and then more concerned with the compensating for market failure. If any issue happens in the market, they should interfere. So, here also the public sector is will be ready to compensate for market failure also. It engages activities with a greater symbolic significance. Different wide range of situations are there. The situation which arises during Shabarimala temple entry, uh, women entry time was not similar like the COVID situation or Nipah situation. So symbolic significance with the activities with greater symbolic significance issues are there. So government must interfere with all these situations. It has a greater opportunity to respond to issues of fairness. At the same time, government or a public sector should keep fairness in their activities or decisions making, and it must operate or appear to operate in the public interest. They must show as they are working or making the policies particularly for the interest of the people. So they must take seriously the public interest or interest of the people. And finally, it must maintain minimal levels of public support. If they decided to implement a policy, government should be supported at least a minimum uh, group of people. So a popular support is always an important factor for making a public policy. So government must maintain at least a minimal level of public support while making policy. So these are the 10 points given by W.B. Barber to differentiate public sector and private sector. These are the special characteristics of a public sector. Meaning, public administration emerged as an instrument of the state for securing public interest rather than private interest. For Max Weber, the growth of bureaucracy was due to the process of rationalization in industrial society. The civil servants, as a rational functionary whose main task is to carry out the will of those elected by the people. Public bureaucracy is therefore different to that which exists in the private sector because the former is motivated to serve the public interest. Like the idea of public, the concept of policy is not a precise term. Policy denotes, among other elements, guidance for action. It may take the form of a declaration of goals, a declaration of course of action, a declaration of general purpose, and authoritative decision. So, these are the forms of policy. It may be a declaration of goals, or it may be a declaration of course of action. It may be an action, or it may be targets, or it may be a declaration of general purpose, and it may be definitely an authoritative decision by a public undertaking. The term policy has been more confined to direction and course of action that includes guidelines and conduct. Here was of the view that there is distinctiveness in public policy. Whenever focus is on the state, then it is considered having its own unique character. The policy as such would have a vast scope and far-reaching impact. There are multiple actors and considerations with lots of external influences. Roberts and Edwards observe that a policy is a set of decisions taken by a political actor concerning the selection of goals and the method of attaining them related to a specific situation. To Sir Geoffrey Vickers, policies are decisions giving direction, coherence, and continuity to the courses of action for which the decision-making body is responsible. Carl Frederick regards policy as a proposed course of action of a person, group, or government within a given environment, providing obstacles and opportunities which the policy was proposed to utilize and overcome in an effort to reach a goal or realize an objective or a purpose. James Anderson suggests that policy be regarded as a purposive course of action followed by an actor or set of actors in dealing with a problem or matter of concern. Taken as a whole, policy may be defined as a purposive course of action taken or adopted by those in power in pursuit of certain goals or objectives. So, definitions of public policy. David Easton defines public policy as the authoritative allocation of values for the whole society. Public policies are formulated by what Easton calls the authorities in a political system, namely elders, paramount chiefs, executives, legislators, judges, administrators, councillors, monarchs, and the like. Thomas Dye's definition states that public policy is whatever governments choose to do or not to do. Similarly, Robert Linbury says it is what governments do and fail to do for their citizens. It can be stated that public policy is a premeditated action in pursuit of activities defined by those who have the power and authority. Public policy has certain commonalities: set of decisions, prescribed procedures and approval levels, suitability, rationality, organizational and personal politics. So these are the commonalities of public policy. Means any policy, take the case of any policy, These are the common features of the policies. If it is a policy for educational sector, there may be, it may be a policy for health sector or agricultural sector, any sector, any sphere, and these common features will be there. So it is a set of decisions, it is prescribed procedures and approval levels. It should be approved by a concerned authority, so it should be suitable, and it has rational ideas, and it must come from it, an organization and a personal politics. So these are the commonalities of a public policy. Gerston identifies four factors which call for a public policy: scope, intensity, duration, and resources. Scope means number of people related with it. Intensity means the extent to which people are affected by it. Duration means the length of time is an issue or problem as affected people. And resources means the set of conditions necessary to make it a public issue. Policy scientists like Jerkins, Ross, and Anderson argue that public policy is best conceived in terms of a process. This is because, according to Gillett, policy decisions are not something confined to one level of organization at the top or at one stage at the outset, but rather something fluid and ever changing. Policy refers to a proposed course of action of an individual, a group, an institution, or a government to realize specific objectives within a given environment. Public policies are formulated and implemented by the governmental bodies and officials. They are as old as the governments. Policies are formulated and implemented to deal with diverse demands and problems of people. That is why Paul Appleby regards policy making as the essence of public administration.